Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, where you can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the Giant Loop Great Basin soft luggage available at RevZilla.com. Now, looking at Giant Loop from the top down, their mantra is go light, go fast. This is soft luggage that's really meant for your aggressive off-road enduro adventure rider that doesn't want all the weight and all the cumbersome elements that come with having traditional panniers and hard luggage, but wants the flexibility and the size to be able to really pack for hardcore off-road excursions where you might not see the road for a couple days. Now, this is the biggest luggage from Giant Loop, and Giant Loop's made in the USA, designed in the USA. I've met the guys there. They're good guys. Heavy duty, this is the 50+ liter Great Basin, and you're really looking at a reasonable investment. This is a $400 bag, right around that price point. But the beauty of it is that you get a few things, and I mentioned it really quickly. This is how, this is how it would really sit with your back here, and this would be the back of the bike. It's a water-resistant luggage that can be waterproofed, and it's saving you on average to get 50+ liters of capacity, which is huge. You're having the ability to save 30+ pounds from your bike. And the nice part is we can see it. If we look at it from the front on, your seat would really sit right there, and it would sit behind you. This really takes the place of the passenger on your bike. But what you can see with this U shape is that you have the ability to stuff it and put the heavier items and the weight all the way down towards the bottoms where it's going to interface with your foot pegs. So again, distributing that weight and that center of gravity low on the bike gives you just better maneuverability. It's not going to change the handling of the bike. Now, there's a big flexibility factor here too with the Great Basin, and I talked a little bit about it. It really takes 3 minutes to install. You really have 3 connection points. If your bike has foot pegs, if it has a frame, you can connect the Giant Loop stuff on your bike. Now, this is the Great Basin. From here, the step down in size would be the Mojave, and below that would be something like Coyote. But what you have is these heavy-duty Nylock straps, which are a mixture of Cordura and another material called Nylock, and you have these aluminum camlock buckles. And it's not like a D-ring or a double D-ring. It's not like the type of buckle that you'd see on a backpack, which you can take your time and fiddle with. These are heavy-duty, self-tightening straps to where this would loop around where your foot peg connects to your bike. You would cinch it through. The way that this technology works is there are teeth on this buckle, and the harder you pull on it, the tighter it gets. So if there's the tension, it's not going anywhere. And to release it, it's spring-loaded. It's as simple as that. You can actually cut these straps too and hit them with a lighter to finish them off if you like. So that's on both sides. The bottom of this yoke where it sits on your bike. So it's foot peg, and then the third point of connection would be in the back. And you have these 3 straps. You take the middle strap and you really loop it down through the frame behind the seat. And again, it would just come up and you'd cinch it down. The other nice feature about the way that these are designed is that now I have my Great Basin bag here. I can also add a Great Basin Dry Bag, which I have right here as well. It's sold separately. And what you'd have the ability to do would be to link it right like that. Now you have a full-on additional dry bag, and this is the bigger dry bag. So you'd have your strap that would come up this way, and you'll notice that there's 3 straps around this loop and this ring at the top. You'd have 3 straps that come from the back. So again, you have the ability to add on more pieces that you'd be able to cinch to the bag. And if we look across this webbing, this heavy-duty nylon webbing on the outside, you're going to have additional points of connection for a carabiner, for additional luggage. The guys at Giant Loop might not like hearing me say this, but if you have a Kriega bag or different things, you have the ability to mix and match your parts here, which from our standpoint, for the guy who's going to take this bag and put it through its paces in the off-road, the real adventure or enduro riding style of adventure off-road, he's going to want the flexibility to really have this play well with others. Now, if we look at the main construction of the bag, you're looking at really 2 key components. The outside, you have nylon-coated polyester, 22 ounce. Think trucker tarp. This is the heavy-duty stuff to where this material is completely waterproof. And then the other areas of the bag that might be a little bit more prone to be, get dumped when you drop your bike, this is going to be 1000D Cordura, which is really, really heavy-duty, ballistic level type of stuff. And you can see that theme carries throughout to where the finishing elements are, to where the seams are. You see the bottom of the bag that would sit on your bike. And again, this is more of the nylon-coated polyester, but it's really finished. It's very complete. You even have reflectivity here along these sides. These are additional straps that could be connected to or really cinch this guy down. 5 colors available here in the Great Basin. You can see this is yellow on yellow. You do have your your logo here from Giant Loop on the side. Now, if we move to the back of it, you're going to see the entry and exit of this bag. And again, I did mention that the Giant Loop bags are not waterproof. They are water resistant out of the bag, so they're not going to be seam sealed. But one of the cool things is that you actually come with each Giant Loop bag. You get seam grip and a brush with it. So if you decide that you want to take the time to hand seam seal your bag, you actually can. Looking at this, and I do have it stuffed. YKK zippers throughout. You have multiple pulls here. Water resistant zipper, and as I pull this out, what you're going to notice is we do have one magnetic closure right there that's going to keep this flap down. And remember, this is the back of your bike if you're riding. So again, it's designed in a way that the water's not going to be able to snake around. But one of the things that's really cool, especially here with the Great Basin as I start to break it open, is that it's well thought out on the inside as well. And I have some of these things lightly stuffed just to show you the shape of the bag. But it comes with 2 stuff sacks, which are going to be used for whatever you need them. And then on the interior, we do have some compartments that live within the bag as well. You have shaped pockets. These would be great for tools or your heavier elements. They're going to sit down in the bottoms of each side that would be closer to your foot pegs. Again, it's about mounting and center of gravity. And the instructions that actually come with this pack actually give you a good idea of optimal mounting or packing strategies so that the weight distribution works. You have another bag that would sit on the other side. Again, heavy-duty YKK zippers in these ballistic nylon bags, and you even have the webbing here or straps so that you might be able to carry them or connect them to anything else. But once I remove those, you can see that we have a few different compartments that are actually built into the bag. The first one is square, and it sits in the middle, and it's actually where the instructions and the exhaust, they call it the Hot Springs Heat Shield, which is included with a part that's going to allow you to mount it to your exhaust as a heat shield for whichever side that is. And if you have dual exhaust, you're going to need to buy 2 of them. But really, this compartment here would be great as a stuff sack for a down sleeping bag or really lightweight summer weight polyester bag. Again, you have that compartment in there. And then on either side of that, we have a cylindrical 1-liter, really either water bottle or fuel bottle pouch that has its own cinch. You can see it has its own cinch to keep it in place. But again, remember, it's going to be in this position while you're riding, and you're going to have the ability to keep the pack and pack for a longer multi-day trip. So if we look at it, the key takeaways again are that you have to remember that it installs your bike in 3 minutes. It's very, very flexible. It's meant to be very bomb-proof, made in the USA. It's going to interface with a lot of the luggage you probably already have, and it's well thought out enough to understand that if you're the guy that's riding a smaller dirt bike or smaller adventure bike that's really pushing it to the limits off-road, you now have the flexibility and the weight savings to keep a lot of what you're going to need for a longer trip in the right places on your bike. And again, made of high quality components. So if you're currently riding Giant Loop Great Basin or you're seeing it for the first time, also make sure you watch our other videos on the other products and the brand overview for Giant Loop. But let us know your feedback on our product detail page, on our YouTube page, on our Facebook page. We want to hear your thoughts or what your experience has been using the product. Also, you can subscribe to us at RevZilla TV and stay up to date with all of the latest gear that we're reviewing here at RevZilla.com. If you have any questions about the Giant Loop family of products or any other products with regard to your bike, for your person, or accessories, shoot us a line, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. And as always, it's certainly over $39. We'll ship for free, exchange for free, no restock fee if you send it back to us as long as it's a brand new condition. And you can earn TeamZilla cash on any order over $100 to help you save some money in the long run. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown of the Giant Loop Great Basin Soft Luggage, available at RevZilla.com in 5 colors, including a white, a black, and an orange. Very, very cool stuff. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.